So in this video, we're going to look at how to find horizontal asymptote. Right? If I give you a rational function, how can we figure out what the horizontal asymptote is? So we can do that by looking at the numerator function and the denominator function, okay, and especially the degree of that function. All right. So let fx equals nx over dx. Obviously, dx is not equal to 0. Be a rational function. Okay. Then, if the degree of the numerator, so our nx, is greater than the degree of the denominator, that is dx, then this rational, if this happens, if the numerator has a higher degree than the denominator, then this function will have no horizontal asymptotes, right? Then fx has no horizontal asymptotes. Second, if degree of the numerator, or nx, is less than the degree of the denominator, or dx, right? So the numerator has a less degree than the denominator, then the line y equal to 0, or the x-axis, is a horizontal asymptote of f of x. So remember one thing, no matter what the rational function is, if the numerator has a less degree than the denominator, right? So let's say the numerator is a squared function, the denominator is a cubic function, y equal to 0 will always be an asymptote, a horizontal asymptote for that function. And then obviously there's one more case left. What if they had equal degrees? So if degree of the numerator, or nx, is equal to degree of the denominator, or dx, we get the horizontal asymptote by dividing their leading coefficients. So the line y equal to leading coefficient of nx divided by the leading coefficient of dx is a horizontal asymptote of f of x. Okay, so if it's greater, no horizontal asymptote. If it is less than, the numerator is less than the denominator, the x-axis is the horizontal asymptote. And if they have equal degrees, then all you have to do is divide the leading coefficients. So let's take a couple examples, right? So in this example, we want to find the horizontal asymptotes for the functions fx, that is 2x minus 5 over 3x plus 4, and then gx, which is x squared plus 3 over x minus 1. Right? Let's start with this function here. So what do we notice? We notice that both are linear functions, so their degrees here are 1, right? So the numerator and denominator have the same degree. So degree of nx, that is the numerator, is the same as degree of dx, which is equal to 1. So both of them are linear. And so in this case, if you remember, all we have to do is the line y equals the leading coefficient, which is 2, divided by the leading coefficient here, which is 3. And so this is going to be the horizontal asymptote. Okay, and now for this function, we notice that the degree of the numerator is greater than degree of the denominator, and so there is no horizontal asymptote.